How frustrating are those top shots? You've hit it with maximum power, the ball's trickled along the ground just in front of you. We absolutely hate them. I'm going to help you get rid of them for good, and I'm going to show you one secret that club manufacturers would genuinely hate for you to know about your 3-wood. Let's figure out exactly what actually causes this. You're striking the ball off the bottom of the golf club. When the bottom of the club hits the ball, it doesn't have any loft, and so the ball just runs along the ground. When you strike from the middle, from the center of the club face, it has, for a 3-wood, typically 15 degrees of loft, angling upwards, and if you have enough speed, that's going to send the golf ball right up in the air. So number one key with changing a top shot is getting us to move the strike from the bottom to the center of the face. Now, contrary to what you might think, we actually want to hit down on the golf ball. This is because it's going to help us hit the middle of the club face. It's going to help us hit higher on the club face. When we top it, the golf club is traveling to upward, and we strike the ball off the bottom of the club face. When we strike it better, we get the club traveling more downward, which we think makes it go low, but actually helps us hit higher on the face, and that's going to help send it up in the air using the loft on the 3-wood. So sometimes thinking about our swing mechanics can become really complex, can be really hard, and can be really hard to piece it all together. So we're going to make this super simple. Rather than thinking about anything to do with a swing, we're just going to use some face spray. I'm going to spray the face of my 3-wood here, just with some hairspray I've got. And it's going to show up nice and clear where we're actually going to strike it. So when we top it, there won't be a mark show up on the club face here. There isn't a ball imprint on that face. That's because I hit it off the bottom. So for us to strike it well, for us to avoid that top shot, all that we need to do is just make a mark on the club face. Just hit it higher on the club face. Oh, that one a little bit towards the heel there, actually, but not bad. You can see the indentation there pretty clear. So our next fix is a little bit meatier. Most players that top the ball get super steep in the downswing, and then they actually back out of it onto their back foot to try and bring the club back out of the ground. They flick the wrists and they hit the top of the ball with the bottom of the club face. We want to get that club working more from the inside in the hitting position so that you can stay on your front side with your weight and turn through it, getting the club to travel downward so you can strike the middle of the face. After our last fix, I'm going to take you through the one secret that club manufacturers genuinely would hate for you to know about your 3-wood. So just make some swings where you get the club here from the inside, and then just swing through and strike the ground. Just get a feel for coming in from this position here and getting a downward hit onto the ground. Then we can chuck a ball in the way, try and recreate that same feeling. So we're going to get the club here, and then weight on the front side, turning through it, getting that club striking down on the ground. You'll see that strike come up higher on the club face. My final fix for you is alignment. Many players that top the ball aim their body way to the right, and our brains are pretty good at figuring out a way to make it go straight. So that's where we swing the club over the top and we get that steep downswing that can lead to those top shots. So let's get aligned correctly. Club face first, body second. We're going to get our club face aimed at our target first of all, get it nice and square. Then we're going to take our body line parallel to the line that we're aiming that club face on. This way we can make sure that our alignment is bang on every time. Let's say you're striking the ball at the middle of the face, you're hitting down on it, you're doing everything right, but the ball is still not getting up in the air, it's trimming the grass, killing worms. There is a reason for this, and club manufacturers would hate for you to know that actually you shouldn't be playing a 3-wood. Most of us should not play a 3-wood. In fact, most of us, rather than using 14 clubs, should actually use about 9. Let's imagine 2 garden hoses. Now the first hose is a really strong, powerful hose. The water comes out of it really fast. Now, as the water's flying out really fast, it can go quite a long way because it's in the air for longer, because it has more power to it. So because of that, you can aim that hose at a lower angle and still get the water to fly as far as it possibly can. Now, when we switch to our second hose, our less powerful hose, this one, the water comes out really slow, it just trickles out of it. If we hold it at the same angle as our first hose, the water isn't going to go very far. So we actually have to increase the angle we aim the hose at to get the water to fly up in the air so that we can get a little bit more distance out of it. Now, this is the same concept with our golf clubs. If you do not have enough speed, or you have a lower swing speed, you'll find that using a 3-wood, because it's a lower loft, the ball just isn't in the air for long enough to actually fully utilize that golf club. In fact, if you switch to a 5 rescue, a 6 rescue, something with more loft on it, you'll actually find the ball is going to go farther because it's in the air for much, much longer. So rather than getting a 3-wood, because everybody gets a 3-wood, think about your club speed and what is going to optimize your carry distance. So if you're striking the ball out in the middle of the club face and the ball's still not getting up in the air, you're probably using too low a loft. Swap out your 3-wood for a 5-wood or a 5 hybrid. Let's recap. Top shots come from hitting the bottom of the club head. So we can either fix this just by putting some face spray in the club and trying to hit it higher in the club face. That's number one, easiest fix. We can fix it by getting the golf club on a shallower plane, and so that we can make sure we get more weight in the front side and hit down on it more. Or we can fix it by changing our alignment. Instead of aiming so much up the right, we can square that off so that we can deliver the club in from a better place and get our weight more left and get the club traveling down so that we can hit higher in the face. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe so you never miss a free video, and check out the description for all my coaching, practice plans, and my 5 golden rules to taking 10 shots off your scores. Have an incredible day.